They dig in absolutely subhuman, gut-wrenching conditions for $1 a day, feeding cobalt up the supply chain into all the phones, all the tablets, and especially electric cars. This is the bottom of the supply chain of your iPhone, of your Tesla, of your Samsung. This is an industrial cobalt mine where there's not supposed to be one artisanal miner. Now, that's the term used for people who are just digging by hand as opposed to tractors and excavators. There's not supposed to be one here. That's what the story is told at the top of the chain. This mine, and I can name it, it's called Shabara. There's not supposed to be one artisanal miner here. According to the consumer-facing tech companies and EV companies, there's more than 15,000 human beings crammed into that pit, digging by hand.
Cabinet has agreed this week that we will be introducing a clean car standard. We also have to act on clean car standards because we run the risk of being the world's dumping ground. Of course, we want to encourage the uptake of EVs.
Governments everywhere say they plan to do that. Politicians and green activists
take your oil, go to hell!
Just don't understand. Because most of it's used for what?
Flying airplanes, driving buses, big trucks. The mining equipment to get the copper to build the electric cars is all oil-fired, and it won't change because those trucks last 40 years.
And even if all vehicles somehow switch to electricity, there'd be another problem because despite what we've heard,
further, faster, cheaper, and greener.
Electric cars are not all that green. One reason is because electricity isn't all that green. They don't know that most of America's electricity comes from fossil fuels. Natural gas and coal. Just 12% comes from wind and solar.
You have to mine somewhere on Earth 500,000 pounds of minerals and rock to make one battery.
And most of this mining isn't done in the U.S. American regulations make it nearly impossible. So it's done other places, polluting those countries. And worse, ingredients in batteries are mined in places that enslave people and use child labor.
An army of children are at the heart of the mining production, wearing no shoes and in the most wretched conditions.
Most Americans proudly driving electric cars don't know about this. They just don't want mining done near them. But wherever it's done, mining is a dirty business.
The electric vehicle is emitted 10 to 20 tons of carbon dioxide before it even gets to your driveway, before you drive the first mile and plug it in the first time.
Carbon dioxide produced by the mining and the manufacturing and the shipping.
Exactly. Volkswagen published an honest study. They point out that the first 60,000 miles or so you're driving an electric vehicle, that electric vehicle will have emitted more carbon dioxide than if you just drove a conventional vehicle in the first place.
As for electric cars, I like them. Maybe I'll buy one. But I won't pretend it'll make me some kind of environmental hero.
There'll be lots more electric cars in the future, and there should be, because that'll reduce demand for oil, which is a good thing to operate a society with billions of people, with 5 or 6 billion people who live in poverty we can't imagine. When you want to give them a little bit of what we have, the energy demands are off the charts big. We're going to need everything.
Everything includes fossil fuels.
Artisanal mines are unregulated. Labor laws do not apply here. Neither do safety protocols. These mines produce 20 to 30% of Congo's cobalt. Some 200,000 miners work in these mines. At least 40,000 of them are children, some as young as 6. These children flirt with death daily. They enter vertical tunnels. Most of them are too narrow for adults to enter. Inside, it's like a furnace. The children dig for cobalt under inhuman conditions. Sometimes they have shovels, but mostly they dig with their bare hands. They have no masks, no gloves, no work clothes, and sometimes just 20 minutes worth of oxygen. But these young children go on for hours. After digging, they crush the rocks. They wash them and carry their finds to the market to find a buyer. How much do these children make? Sometimes as little as $1. Cobalt is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is estimated to be worth $13.63 billion by 2027. But this money never reaches the child. who is spotting and extracting the metal. In poverty-stricken Congo, even $1 is worth risking one's life. Many die trying to make this money. Why do children work in these high-risk mines? Because of poverty and the hope to get out of it. Families in Congo are betting big on cobalt. It's like their crypto, their chance to make it big. The metal's demand has tripled in the last decade. It is expected to double again by 2035. The demand is being driven by electric vehicles. Congo's families want to ride this wave and tide over poverty. Sending their children to the mines is not a choice for them, but necessity. These children end up working as artisanal miners or informal workers. They're not employed by any company, but several companies line up to buy their finds. You see, it is cheaper to buy cobalt from a child than a regulated mine. Much like the claim of electric cars being clean, these cars run on dirty energy, on blood batteries. And this is not climate solution. This is human rights abuse. And the two cannot coexist. Climate solution is not supposed to be at the expense of human lives. Long story short, electric vehicles have miles to go before they can claim to be clean.
Okay, so there's the charging ports right there for Tesla. And they're all full, so we have this beautiful line here of Teslas waiting to charge. That is priceless. Oh, it's double road now.
Oh my gosh.
Double row of people waiting to charge. No thanks, I'll keep to my $5 a gallon gas.
Tesla owners blast Christmas car charging chaos with dozens of electric vehicles forced to wait in 3-hour queues at charge stations across the UK.
Electric car hell as owners call for new rules following charge rage and Tesla's queue for 3 hours. Drivers have reported multiple incidents of irate motorists arguing over whose turn it is to use a charging point. Some are even unplugging other electric vehicles so they can use the charger themselves. New electric car driver Jessica took to Facebook to complain about the treatment she received at a charging point in a supermarket car park. I've had the car a week, never had to queue for a charger, but tonight I think, if the shouting bloke is to believe, I inadvertently jumped the queue. There seems to be so many unwritten rules and so much anger towards those who get it wrong. Members of a Tesla drivers Facebook group said they were waiting for hours to charge their cars. One said, been here over an hour, still 15 in front of me in the queue for a charge, they said. Easily another 2 hours wait minimum. Really upsetting to have the whole family wait for 2 hours to charge the car.